right there. Perfection. Perfection. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Paint with Josh. Nice to see you today. We've got a nice bare, I'm glad it's dry. I almost forgot whether or not I put the white on there. But we got a nice clear, plain dry old white canvas. Just your regular old 16 by 20 inch canvas is all we need to have. And what we're going to be doing for this literally every single step video is taking our Bob Ross liquid white. I'm going to dip in just about a 1/4 inch into the bristles. Barely, just barely have any paint on there. Too much is too much, right? What does Josh always say? We can always add more. We can never take it away once it's up there. All right, so once we put it up here, make a big X pattern across the whole thing and then start to spread it. And even though you might not be able to see it, you should be able to feel the paint on the canvas, right? If it's real sticky in a certain area, that means you've got a lot of paint right there. If it's really slick, maybe you don't have enough paint in that spot, or maybe you just got the right amount, just the perfect amount, because that's what we want. We want to put on the paint and then spread it out as far as we can spread it. Whoop, there goes the old mall stick, far as the eye can see. And you can see just how much this is shaking around. I've got it screwed into the ceiling, just full disclosure, right? Yours should be wobbling all over the place unless you're holding it steady with your hand, right? And that way, the videos don't shake all over the place when we're doing these paintings. So, welcome in everybody. If you're just tuning in, we're prepping the canvas with a little bit of our Bob Ross liquid white. And you have to say it with the extra emphasis, white. Put our Bob Ross liquid white on there. I'm going to show you just how much you're going to have in order to make it work for you. You can see just how hard we're pushing on those bristles to spread it all the way up there when we only dipped in the smallest amount into the top. Right? So, Josh, how do you test the canvas? How can I make sure I have enough paint on the canvas? Is that what you're thinking right now? Is that what you're thinking? Can I read your mind? How do we know when we have enough? It should be very slick. You shouldn't have any grippy areas where it slows your brush down, right? And then this is the way to test it. We're going to take our pure spirit fingers right here, right? We're going to test it in every spot on the canvas. And it should be equal, perfection, should be equal across the entire surface of the canvas. Nice, thinly spread, very equally spread out. Okay, now don't wash the brush off because that liquid white that's in the brush is going to help it get brighter and stuff on our canvas, right? We won't have to do so much work by ourselves. So remember, if you're watching over on the tubies, just give me a little thumbs up. That's all we need over there. And if you're watching over on TikTok, just make sure you're tapping the screen, share, comment, do all the stuff that you're supposed to do. Get that big old piece of skin. Where'd it go? There it is. Big old piece of skin out of there. Now, as you can see, we didn't put too much blue onto our brush because now that our canvas is wet, it's going to slide and blend across the entire thing and get lighter and lighter and lighter as it goes down because why? It's mixing in with the liquid white that's already on our canvas that you just saw me put on. Right, now we've got that wet surface down there, right? So all the paint that we put on here is going to blend down, ever downward. Right, we're gonna go get a small amount of that black. This is the Bob Ross Midnight Black. There we go. That way it's not too terribly dark. We'll put some of it onto this side, push it, blend it together so you can't really tell what is what, right? Oh, I like it already. Let's leave a big old open area. And now that we got that black on the brush, let's come back in here. Over to our blue, back over to the black, just mix them right on the brush, just like that, right? Oh, ooh, you can tell it's visibly darker. Now, I can sort of make it the same color if I don't push too hard, right? But if I push in real hard, look what happens. Ooh, all the paint drops off onto the canvas, and then we gotta push real hard in order to blend all that stuff out, right? This is why we load the brush like we do, so you can have this dark area, get a bright patch, we'll have a dark patch, and let's leave this guy. Yeah, I guess we could bring him down a little bit further. We're already past half our canvas, so we might as well bring it down. There we go. We'll have a real low horizon on this painting down here because this is all sky. Beautiful sky out there. So one more time, guys, check in and tell me where you're watching from around the world. You guys know I love seeing where everybody watches me from. It blows my mind. Literally, London told me to say this too. Literally, you guys have been watching me for 52 years, just over on the tube, right? How's that possible, Josh? You only started 6 years ago. The amount of time that you guys have watched, 8.2 million minutes from when I started my channel to this point right now, equals 52 years worth of time, you guys. That's insanity. Blows my mind, honestly. So tell me where you guys are watching from out there. And just how long out of those 52 years have you been watching? Very cool. Kansas City. We got Fort Worth, Texas. I like it. Roanoke. I always love saying that word. I can't read it, but I always love saying it when it finally clicks in my brain. Florida, Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, Dallas. We got Schaumburg, Illinois, London, Michigan, Minnesota, Trinidad. Been watching you for 5 minutes now. Perfect. You've added to the 52 years worth of time that people have now watched me just on the tube, which is my smallest audience, right? Everywhere else, I haven't even done the math for those guys yet. Okay, now let's imagine, I haven't decided whether or not we're gonna do an ocean scene or a winter scene. Maybe you guys can decide for me. I did put it on YouTube as a cloudy seascape, but who knows what it can turn into, right? The more we mix that, we just need a little bit of that darkness. You can see it's not even that dark either, and we put on a lot of paint. That's what that liquid white helps you with, okay? Now let's figure out what we're gonna do later. Maybe you guys will comment in there. Maybe we could put a poll up on TikTok and see how many or what we should do, you know what I mean? Should we do a winter scene? Should we do a seascape? Just from this moment, we're gonna start working on our clouds. Now you can see I've left this open area of white. It's not dry, it's wet, right? It's that initial base coat, same stuff that's down here. All I wanna do is use our titanium white, which I'm probably gonna need to get more of, out here to sort of blend these two together with our thicker paint right there, right? So if we pop up, there, it's exactly what I want to see. Bang, right on the just on the line in between them, okay? Already looking cool. We don't even have to blend it out. Look at that, right? We're literally we're making it up as we go over here. If you don't know my channel, that's what we do. We make it up as we go, right? I teach you guys how to react and deal with and adjust with what happens and how to go down, right? We always start from the top. By the time we get down here, we're way up in the foreground, and we've made so many crazy decisions that day that it's just gonna be fabulous. Now watch what happens if we take the same brush, it's got all this color, we're not gonna push on it so hard, and in fact, let's dab it off on the paper towels. We're just kind of smacking it on the table, literally like this, just right on the table, getting some of this darker blue paint, darker black paint to come off our brush, okay? Now we've got a semi-clean brush. We're gonna come out, clean brush, I said. We're gonna come out here and start wiggling down. And if we push a little harder, right, push a little harder, you'll drop more of this dark paint off in that very unpainted area, which is just like down here. Meaning you don't need a lot to start creating shadows like that. Look at that, you guys. The more very light, right, very light pressure on the top, just using the top bristles of the brush, not the whole thing. Right, we're changing the angle, right? We're just using the top bristles, just a couple. So I don't even really need this whole brush, honestly. And I'm not holding it down here, right? You guys that are holding it down here are putting too much pressure on that brush, right? Hold it back here like a pencil so it's very wavy. You know what I mean? You get that rubbery feel to it. Out there, wiggle down, push it, mush it across that lighter area, start grabbing some of this darker color and working it up underneath. The more that you do it, right, very easily, just had a whole little bank of clouds out in the day, just wherever they want to be. Push harder over here, maybe we blend them out, right? It's all up to us and what we want to do. I was literally looking at this sky outside of my building, right over here facing west, just an hour ago, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to paint that sky. So underneath our little guy, okay, we're gonna have they literally looked like Paint with Josh clouds. They were literally like this. They popped up. They had all these little weird, those little perfect little things in there. And that was it, right? Bang, just like that, over that darker color. Makes it look like it's a little bit closer, a little lower on our horizon. Came back in here, dabbed off my brush very lightly with just a couple bristles of the brush. That's what it does. A couple, just the littlest, smallest bit. Now, if I'm touching it up here so lightly and it doesn't move, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna push it harder, right? Drag it that way. Just a couple little 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See what it looks like as you're doing it, okay? Now, literally, I'm telling you, I was looking at the sky and it looked legit like this. There was a whole nother one popped out over there, right? We don't wanna get these guys too close because we're gonna lose it. This one was right up underneath into his darkness, is his next brightest area, okay? We're gonna mix it again, start pulling it this way, right? So we're taking that paint and extending it this way, letting it blend in with that darker color, pushing it, mushing it. If I want it to go darker, I push it harder. If I want it to be lighter, I touch it less. Right? We don't need everything out there literally the same. Watch this. We can come in front of this guy with just that last little bit of paint. Connect that whole little thing right there, okay? Work it off in this direction, just allowing it to get softer and fade away into nothing, right? It's literally what we want. Now, let's come out here. We got one more out here. Get another chunk of that white paint. And our white instantly wants to blend away as soon as it starts hitting this darkness. And so we're turning the brush, we're smooshing it, we're almost wiping it off by the time we get to this point, right? That's literally what it looked like out there. But I'm gonna connect these guys just to show you can have it however you want it to be, right? Whatever it looks like. And if we didn't like it, go blend it all out, honestly. Seriously. I was looking at it like, how can they all be the same? Kind of, and I was like, okay, I can paint that. Looks like my clouds to begin with. I can paint that. Let's get out here like this. Okay, now we're gonna decide, what are we gonna do down here, right? And in fact, let's take that same little bit of dark. I'm gonna take my bright brush, get my black paint and my blue paint on it. Right? Ooh, get a fair amount on it because the brush is already so bright. And out here, okay, I know, don't unfollow me. Here we go, right in front of, and then up into that darker bit of sky, were these darker shadowy clouds, right? Adding more depth and distance. Now let's not mix this guy out too much, otherwise it's gonna lose all that darkness in there, and then it's not gonna look like it's in front of our other little guy. But it's like since our sun is back here behind all these clouds, casting this bit of darkness out there. Yeah, that's so cool looking. Wherever, honestly, that's honestly what it looked like out there in the day. So let's get out here, mix these guys up. And if you've mixed them and you're using a light enough pressure when you're dragging across, they will not move. It's very cool. It's a very cool little trick. Have another little guy out here. More darkness on him. He's a little flat little floater. Right? Get all these little things and you can decide what you want it to look like, very lightly, mixing it down, mix it down. They don't have to connect. They can if you want, but they don't have to. Out there in the day. Right? What do you feel like, guys? What do you want to do that day? Right? Do you not want it to be so dark up on top? Just mix it in with that same color sky, honestly. Very stinking cool, you guys. I need a little bit more of my white paint though. I can feel it. I can feel it. I just need a bit more brightness, like right in there, or connect those guys right there. Right? Then you almost lose that whole thing. Okay? And it becomes, where are they kind of wrapped around? Is it like a little, right? Just again, adding some mystery. It's the dark and then light and then dark and light and dark and light and dark and light that make your layers, okay? So we try not to make everything all the same. Now you guys, did you vote? Did you do a little poll? Did we do a poll? I can't even remember if we did a poll or not. Did we do a poll? The Dark Knight. No, yes, Batman. I don't think that I sound like the Joker. Apparently everyone on Earth has literally told that to me. I've had so many videos go viral because people say, dude, did the Joker pick up painting? Like, I wish. I just don't hear it. I don't hear what you guys hear, honestly. But I appreciate the reference, honestly. So we're doing winter. Winter is the winter. Winter. Okay. Winter is the winner. Okay, well, all right, there's a couple different ways you can go then, right? So let's say we've got a bunch of far off trees in the distance that are gonna take up a good amount, because you know they take about 3 or 4 inches when you put those trees in. And then we can start layering stuff in the back. Or you go just straight snow, like a snowy meadow, right? Like your hill, literally white, and we start planning what we want our land to look like that way. We could throw a river in, you could put, it depends on how much space you have on your canvas, you know what I mean? So what are we thinking? If I'm thinking winter scene, I don't want to lose too many clouds. So, okay, this is what we're going to do. Because we spent a good 15 minutes on our clouds when Josh usually does clouds for about 30 seconds. So I tell you all the time, though, if you're going to have a painting that's mostly clouds, take the time, do the work, right? If you're going to have a painting with a lot of stuff in your foreground and stuff, no one's really gonna be focusing on your clouds that often, right? A little bit more of my black, because that looks very crimson-y. A bit more black and blue. There we go. I don't want it to be too purpley out there. So I get questions all the time, like, oh, in your classes, do you go over mixing the paint and stuff? And I was like, yeah, just exactly like we do it in the YouTube videos, but most of the time when we're in the class, it's way up like this, right? So we do offer the virtual classes. You guys know where to go to find them, so I don't have to tell you, right? It'll be pretty easy to find. Now, we've got our dark mix. Let's throw in with the one and only, actually let's get a brand new one. I have the one and only Gold Labubu Paint with Josh brush, right here, okay? If you guys are on TikTok, you know the reference. Over there and over here, okay? We're gonna take a little bit of our Paint with Josh black mix on the Paint with Josh brush, okay? We're gonna come out here. I wanna keep them very small initially. So we're just gonna start going like this. Go up and down, up and down. Kind of looks like an old organ or something in a church, something or other, right? Then we're gonna start filling it, changing it like a heartbeat monitor, up and down, up and down. Maybe we come up over here and we go down, little triangles, little triangles, little triangles. We don't want to make them too big, and the reason that we do this is to keep them far off in the distance, right? If they start getting too noticeable, like maybe we can have one little guy over here that might have just a couple little branchies on him, right? So we'll start coming off this side, tapping a couple little bits. We don't want him to be too noticeable back there, because if it becomes too noticeable, then it becomes too close, right? So we're gonna hide him with the rest of our little forest of stuff back here. Always climb up, okay? It's going to help you with your perspective, whether it's going to help you pull it out this way or down or have more mist, right? Just let it climb up. Now, you might be looking at it like, yeah, it's not really like a far away forest though, until you really go over it a couple times. You fill in all that space in between those little areas, allowing it to spread out and grow and extend. And now we've blocked off some of our clouds, pushed them back into the distance, and you can decide what you want to do. You can literally get up here, grab it, and start sliding out some of that color, mixing it with our liquid white that's already on the canvas, because remember the canvas is wet. It's all wet. We got a lone little guy out there. He's all lonely. He needs a couple. I need like a taper. There we go. Taper it down a little bit. There we go. Right. He's all lonely out there. Just stood away from everybody. A rebel. There we go. Out here. Pulling it out. Pulling it out. Now the more that I mix this color with my liquid white, which remember is already wet on the canvas right, is wet everywhere. Everywhere that's white is wet. Everywhere that's blue, everywhere that's dark is now wet on the canvas, okay? So we can decide as we come down this way how we want to go. Now, here's a problem or a mistake I see a lot of people make, okay? This is what your forest looks like, and then you start coming up here and getting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, and it just looks weird, right? Because you're following up your angles. What you need to do, if you're gonna do that, is make these guys taller, almost matching our angle. If we're coming down this way, we're coming down this way, making these guys a bit taller, and it all depends on your scene, what you want to do, how you want it to look, this and that. It's all up to you each time, but the more farther that you come down, there we go. You can even keep going and going and going all the way if we wanted to. The farther you come down, the more you can start dropping down, right? So we're going to start up at a higher point, and we're going to get lower and lower, right? And lower. Lower, grabbing some of this paint from way down here, okay? All depends on us. Come back in here and mist up this little area too. Just to make it foggy and indiscernible, especially down around the bottom. The more that you do this, you're just smacking it, tapping it down, up next to it, tapping it down, up next to it, tapping it down, right? The more we do this, the more it's gonna make it indiscernible where the bottom is, right? Where is the base? And you can even take these guys and pull them straight into your snow. That extra color, right? And we haven't even used any white, but it already looks snowy, right? All depends on what we want to do, what color we use, and how hard you push, honestly. Yeah. It almost looks like water back there, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Or you can see a very far away little snowy little landscape in the background, right? Dude, we could cut a river in there too. All right, watch this. You want to see a river? You gotta have a bit of dark. Paint has to be darker down here so you can ignite it with the white, right? It will not stand out as being different if you don't have a little bit of darkness down there. We could do so many things. We could literally do so many things. It's endless. The possibilities are endless what we can do, but we can't do anything without more paint. Right? We gotta have some more paint. If we don't have any paint on the palette, it's hard to paint a painting, I would think, without the paint. Thank you, Cosmic, for those little guys right there. I appreciate it. Now, we'll come over here. We're gonna take the white. We're gonna grab a little bit of our liquid white, which I'm gonna show you why they call it liquid white, right? Just wait for it. There it goes. Drippity-doo-dah, right? Drippity-a. My, oh my, what a wet kind of paint. I know, exactly. So imagine that being 90%. We're gonna take the last 10% of our titanium white, which you can even still see the difference in there, and mix them together. Now, if you've mixed your 10 to 90 or your 90 to 10 mixture, right, we can even scoop up this whole thing, turn it upside down like a blizzard, and it doesn't move anymore. It's no longer drippy, right? Still very wet though, very shiny, just like that. Remember, you gotta get good at the old flip. How many times can you flip your tool? You wanna put some paint on it too? Let's grab a little touch of our titanium white. This is gonna change the weight. Woo! There we go. A little bit of titanium white. Okay, we're gonna come out here. We know we've got a bit of land out there, so let's start scraping it in. This way, almost like we do our seascapes and stuff, right? And all we're really worried about is that white edge. It's a bit of edge out here. There. There. Right? This thing can get as crazy as it wants. And all we're really doing with that is taking that white paint with our fan brush, just because it's a smaller brush. Right? We're swiping it backwards, leaving that little ridge on the front. Right? The more you come this way, the more you can do it. You can add little details. You can do whatever you feel like doing when you do yours, okay? Now, in order to make our little river stand out, we go back to that wet paint, which is a 90-10 mix with our liquid white and our titanium white. We're gonna come back underneath this guy, and literally you could do it either way. You could come up here like this, like we do with our seascapes again. It makes it very easy if you are repetitive, and you do the same things over and over again, just in different settings and a slightly different way, right? Now, doesn't that look like a little bit of water out there, you guys? Can you tell me? Does that look like water to you? Watch, we could do this and then totally erase it and do something else, which is the cool part. Right? What about now? What if we come up here, very light, because we're not trying to blend away all that liquid white paint. We just wanted to make it a little softer. Come out here, swipe, just hard enough to take those bits of vertical swipes away, right? Get out there like that, makes it very glossy and wet looking, right in front of that little bit of river, okay? Now, what if we don't want our river to go all the way down here? I mean, you could literally wrap it around this way, and this thing could flow off. There's literally so many things we could do from this moment. Oh, just dropped my brush. From this moment. Who sang that? Should I explain? Either way. What do you feel like doing, guys? Because that's going to be the fun part. Every time we do it is another chance. Do it a little bit differently. Try something new. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? We could pop some bushes right up here in the front. In any case, we need to bring our snow down on top of our water and leave that smaller shadow. It's got a big old shadow right now, which kind of looks a little funky. The closer we get to us, the bigger the shadow can get. But we want it looking far away. You can even take your blade like this, like that. Take that excess paint away that you don't want to have, right? All up to you. You can scrape it backwards like this, going vertical and away. Not vertical, but kind of at that upward angle this way. Many different ways to do these things, you guys. Now, oh, what if there was like a, ooh, okay, I'm gonna try something, because why not? It's always fun to try stuff, right? What if we did, just in the distance, a little bit of paint on our Paint with Josh brush. I'm gonna go way back here, okay? We're gonna cut right through that guy, and then pop in, bang, a little bit harder. Okay, that's what I wanna see. Perfect, because now we got our little tree out here, and if we can come way up here, just get the smallest little piece of it, okay? Smallest little bit, literally making it up as we're going. I've never done one like this before. Smallest little bit, swipe underneath, right, we should have a little reflection of our log laying in our, in the river. That's what. Okay, right, that's cool. A little bit of a rivery log, and remember, we're gonna put something right up here in the front anyway, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like off to the side. We can come back with our liner brush. Our liner brush and our odorless mineral spirits, and that's going to make the paint very, very thin. And the Paint with Josh liner brush is a very thin brush, right? So we can literally attach on, start popping off little bits, little things, little parts of our tree, bigger branches. We go out as far as they want to go out. You can have little guys that come off them. You do whatever you want to do, right? It's your little bit of sunken, fallen in log, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. I'm going to come underneath that guy, just a little touch. Not even enough paint to cover those reflections, right? And the reflections are only just about a quarter inch big, half an inch big. There we go. There we go. Guys, look at it. It's coming out. Now we can start scraping in very light. See how we're making them bigger as we go? Bigger Z shapes. Just adding a little detail, a little touch of a wave. We're not trying to make it all the same everywhere, right? Because that would look silly if it was all the same. That would look honestly weird, right? It would just look weird to me. That's just me, though. I don't know. Could be your thing, but it's not my thing. A little bit more of my snowy color down here. And over on this side, you can even take your blade, because now we're getting closer to us. We should be able to see some more details on the edge of this little snowy range right here. So we're just popping it on with our palette tool, leaving it a little thicker, and then allowing these guys to get thinner and thinner. You can pop in more little details, chuck them up at a little angle, do whatever you want to do to add detail to your guy, right? That would honestly be a finished painting. You could literally leave it just like that. Look at that, that's friggin' rad. Okay, but we got lots more paint, and we got lots more time. We've only been doing this for 27 minutes, you guys. 27 minutes since the start. Man, you guys are awesome. Remember, if you're watching on the tubes over there, just give me an old thumbs up. That's all we need. One little thumbs up out there. And you know what? Let's throw some more details on this guy. Come out here. We're going to make him a little extend a little bit further, a little skinnier as it goes farther away, right? Making it look like that's further. This is thicker because we've got more paint down here. You can even chuck off a couple little branches. Remember, you're not going to see everything from so far. Once you have one come down right into the water, right? Never know out there, guys. You won't know until you try it. So get out there and try something fantastic. Let's put something right in the front over here. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Are you guys feeling it? Or is it just me? Am I the only one feeling it? That's okay. I'll go feel myself. Feel it myself. I'll be fit. I'm just gonna stop talking. We're gonna come over here. We need to mix up a lot more of our Paint with Josh plaque mix. Does anybody know those three colors that it takes in order to make up the Paint with Josh plaque mix? Anybody out there in the world? I'm sure there's like 3 or 4 of you guys out there. And also, do we want to do something big here that comes way out, covers over our sky, pushes back our, or do we want to just do it like a maybe 1 or 2 little pine trees over here? What do you guys feel like seeing? Because we can do anything, my friends. Hello, what's up? David got something. This one's available. We did get an order come in, so I appreciate ya. Man, look at the sky on this, dude. Should we go big and wild? Should we just go crazily big? Like we could do like a tree trunk the size of my 3 fingers right here, all the way up. Right? Have some branches extend out to, it's hard to do it, out to like here. You know what I mean? Have another little guy popping out here. We could do all sorts of stuff. We can literally pop in 2 pine trees about that tall and accomplish the same goal. So it's more about what you want to learn to paint versus, you know, what you want to see. No more trees. Yes, giant tree, they say. All right, I would imagine in our scene here, I would imagine being underneath. Thank you, Cosmic. I appreciate you. 2090. Oh, is that the one? That's the seascape from today. Oh, that's my fave. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just so happen to be looking at the phone right at the right time. Yes, that's a great one. What was it, David? Yeah, great one, David. That's an awesome painting, if you ask me. Okay, you guys are saying go big. So you know what? I'm tired. Let's go big. Let's load up the Paint with Josh fan brush. Now, don't swipe away. You asked for this, okay? You literally asked me to do this. This is what you want. This is what you're gonna get, right? You asked for it, so you can't just now leave and be like, oh, what has he done to this one, right? We're just literally back and forth plopping on that dark color so it stands out as being up here, being real close-like. We're gonna turn the brush vertically so we can make a nice sharp edge. And it doesn't have to be straight. A lot of times I will make a purposeful bend, especially in a bright area, right? With the brightness against the back, you make that little purposeful boop, little thing. People are gonna look at that. Your tree doesn't have to be straight. Come down here a little bit more. Oh, you guys. I am in love. Look at that. That is fan-freaking-tastic, if you're asking me. Zip, zap, zoop. Pop it down there, right? Now we got this big bunch of foreground, guys. Okay? It should be the darkest thing in our scene as of now, right? Why did we leave all this open area? Well, that's a lot of room for branches in my book. That's what my eye says. What does your eye say? Yeah! We're gonna get our liquid, our odorless mineral spirits and our plaque mix. Same mixes right here. Okay, let's just say, I don't know, maybe there's a tree branch right there. We'll launch it on, we're gonna touch it less and less and less. That's how you get it to be skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. Now with these trees, we don't really see a lot of this branch, except for maybe a couple little whoops that are holding up all the branches of our tree, okay? Again, you can do it however you want. If you want to see some overhang, you better have it dip out about that far. Otherwise, we're not going to see it. Now remember, not every tree is bare in the winter. Pop a whole other thing out down here. Over there, over there. We could literally make, ooh, guys, I mean, it is winter. Should we make it a bare tree? Not that kind of a bear, but like a should we make it a bare branched tree where we'd have all these crazy things branching off and happening, or should we fill it full of foliage and put some highlights on it? Because that, again, is up to you guys. Boom, bigger monsters grow in the deep, right? All these things can happen. I'm thinking we should put some branches on it, like some foliage, because a lot of people struggle with that, right? And I like helping out people that struggles with showing them how to do different things, right? Especially now that this one looks a little bit chunky. We're gonna put some foliage over the top. And that's just how you do it, you guys. Now, in order to make the best looking foliage in oil painting, you're gonna need the Paint with Josh bushy brush. This is the old one, right? So it's very broken in and fluffed up. Fabulous, right? And what we're gonna do is you're not going, actually, you know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try something again. Is this one gone yet? Oh, I just dropped my brush on the floor. Okay, cool. This one hasn't gone yet, so I'm able to do whatever I want to do. And in fact, oh, it might not even be a good tree to do it because the branches should be going down. Yeah, no, never mind. Never mind. We're gonna go with this big guy. We'll try it on another painting. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna scoop up as much of that darkness as we can. And in order to push back all that stuff back there, really only allowing us to focus here, which is our focal point, right in the center, right? Take all that darkness, get up here. Oh, yes. Right, we're not covering every space. We're gonna go across the edge like that. So now we got two different branches holding up two different bits of our stuff. Okay, right across here, get the more of that paint right out here. Doesn't have to be as big. We're literally smooshing on, making it a little bigger over here, a little bigger, a little shorter as we get out there. Now, there's not enough paint there, as you can see. The darkness and how this is a lot brighter, because we didn't have enough paint mixed up. So let's go back, grab up our black and blue and crimson, and mix this guy up. And we should probably actually mix up even more because we're gonna have our bushes down at the bottom of this guy's sitting in. So these paintings take a lot of paint. If you're gonna have a lot of texture, you're gonna have a lot of paint, you guys. Lots of it, okay? Now trust in the process, okay? These trees are awesome, don't get me wrong. Come out here, there, darkness, there it is. All that thick stuff. See how it instantly got darker like that? That darker color is going to help us with having our highlights stand out a bit more, right? There, dark, got a little bit brighter down here. That's all. Either way, bang, just like that, right? Now it's like we're looking under, we're looking through. This thing can almost go one more little plop out to the side, perfect. And now we're gonna take up the rest of that paint. And I don't wanna cover up too much of our background stick, because I love that little stick out there, right? It's down here. Maybe we didn't see a whole bunch of our stuff down here. Just a little bit. Right? Got our river running through, got a little stick running over here, making sure it's dark, 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 right? And I never really like them to, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. I never really like them to be so low. We're gonna lose our little tree back there. There, right there. Right? That way, at least we can pull out just a little bit of land at the bottom. Coming out here, we're gonna lose this little bit down there, right? Slide it out, we can come up here and grab a little area. Back here, grab a little area, just so there's some land there and it's not just pure off the canvas, okay? Now, with our light, we don't have a light source, so I'm gonna imagine it's coming from this side. Take a little bit of our white. You gotta have a lot of white on the brush, right? In order for it to fall off and be bright like that, right? So it's a lot of chunk and it's kind of leaving it there and then letting it fall off, okay? A lot of chunk. We got lots of texture in this bit of white right here. Swipe it back up into our little treesies or our little bushes, just a little bit, right? Just a little touch. Doesn't have to be crazy. Doesn't have to be so downward. Very cool. I like that. I like it. This guy down here, we can make him disappear. All things possible with a clean brush. Clean little brush. All right, mix this guy up. The more and more and more that we mix it, the more it's going to mix in with the paint that's underneath and then disappear from view. Very cool. Dudes, I like it. We could literally take the bushes across over here as well and then just have it look like it's a little pond in the background. It's again, what do you feel like? What do you want to do and what do you feel like when you're doing your paintings, right? I was planning on covering that spot up, so I didn't put anything back there. And but again, adds distance. I like it. I like it. Now, we've got to go add our highlights to these bits and then put our tree trunk on in that gorgeous bark that we love doing. It's going to be fantastic. So, we need to get a little bit, actually we're going to do it right on the brush, and I need more blue paint. So let's grab some blue paint. Meaden ultramarine blue. They sent me like 10 more. Why'd we get a violation? What the hell? What is going on over here? There we go. What is going on over here? Meaden sent that brand new blue, ultramarine blue. I love this paint, you guys, literally. I am, in a return, sending them a painting all the way to China that's going to live in the Meaden marketing office, which is just going to be fabulous to me. Just awesome. Blows my mind. Okay, I'm going to wash off this darker brush real quick. Then we're going to get loaded up on our highlight paint. And then we're going to launch out our highlights onto this guy. So, you guys, one more time, just check in. Let me know where you're watching from around the world. Like you always do. It's cool. I like this one. I like it, man. Lots of different things we showed you how to do in this one too. Okay, we're gonna take our liquid white just on the top. We go into our blue first, right into that whole pile, okay? We never do this until it comes to the highlights. You don't want this much paint on your brush when you're going to do the sky or your snow or whatever, right? It's very little back there, lots right here, okay? Now because it's very wet, and you can even see that giant chunk right here down at the bottom, I'm probably not even gonna use. We're only gonna use these couple bits that are kind of sticking off on the top, which is why you want a nice broken in brush. We're imagining the light's coming from the right, so we're gonna come back over here. We're gonna tap on very, very, very lightly, right? The more lightly that we tap, the more our paint will last, right? So we'll have more paint on the brush. We got a little bit of blue down in there, a little blue down in here. Where? It can't all be white, otherwise it's not gonna stand out. Off of this guy, tap it, tap it, tap it. Now we're not trying to cover everything. If we cover up too much of our dark color, then we're losing all that depth and we can't see it anymore, right? It becomes very flat. So we're gonna go back, we're gonna wash off that brush, get all of that blue paint to come off. because we only want to have our liquid white and our titanium white when we're doing this next one. We don't want any tainting of the blue, so make sure your brush is dry. Nice and clean brush. Come over here. Again, I only ever get the liquid white into the top of the bristles, and I turn the brush over and go into the titanium white like that. Only in the top of the bristles, again, right? The whole brush is not contacting the canvas. I don't need the whole brush dirty, okay? We're gonna come out here, we're gonna start tapping on, and we're gonna move quickly. Do not stay in one spot. You don't have to cross over too far into your blue either, right? And we're not out there to cover up everything. If we cover everything, then we have lost all of our depth, okay? Come out there, don't push too hard. Don't go over a thing too many times, right? Too many times is bad, bad, bad. You don't need to let the light go that far over, literally, right? Let it gradiently float over to the side, into the shadows. We'll go back over here, tapping into that liquid white, titanium white mix. Come off the top of these little dudes, but remember not to cover all the darkness. If we cover all the dark underneath, then there's no depth in there, guys, right? We need some of that color, especially out here, right? To have that light to dark, to light to dark. You want your light a little bit higher up than your dark. Bang, right there. It's not where you'll cast that shadow over into the night, right? Now, let's go put our trunk on, and that is gonna be towards the end of it, guys. So, you gotta start coming up with a title for this one. We're gonna use that ultramarine blue that already has that liquid white mix kind of smashed into it. And we're gonna scrape up a chunk that we're gonna make a mountain out of this guy, right? Can you guys see that? The amount of blue paint that's on that guy. Now, if our background or our shadows are coming from the left, excuse me, sun coming from the left, shadows on the right, we're gonna come over here, we're gonna tap and tap and tap and tap, right? We're gonna go back over those taps, and we're gonna move. The taps are gonna start growing in little linear lines like this. And get all the way out to the edge, leaving a very slight little bit of dark around that thing that's gonna help make your tree look more round, okay? We don't want to over tap and fill everything. We want to leave the gaps where you can see that the original tree color in there, okay? Wipe off our blade, we're gonna go back, scrape it up one more time. Same amount, kind of liquidy, kind of messy paint. Come back and tap, and then we're gonna move inward, tap, move inward again, tap, just like we're making rows. All right, we're out here planting crops, making rows in here. Leaving little spaces, okay? Now, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to the liquid white, titanium white, and it's probably about a 50-50 mix, okay? Now, you can either keep it like this, it's kind of hard to see where you're gonna contact, so you can turn it over, yes, come right up onto the edge, tap, 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 leave some spaces in between. Try not to cover up everything, right? Can you remember that? Did I just make a new rhyme? That's kind of cool. It's called me DJ PWJ over here. Oh, I like it, right? What was the rhyme again? I forget. I just literally said it, and now I've forgotten what I just said. Honestly, how can you do that, Josh? How do you do that? What'd I say? Honestly, does anybody remember what I said? Can you type it in the comments? Because I can't remember. But it was perfect. It was cinematic gold. Honestly. And tell me that doesn't look like a trunky old frozen butt cold tree out there in the day. Oh, you guys, he's gorgeous. He is fantastic. Look at him. More bright. Trying this again, not to cover up everything. So even though I just put bright there, there's still a very fine dark line. There's a fine dark, another bit of darkness, darkness around the front of the tree, darkness around the side, in your eyes. Does anybody remember what I said? Honestly? Anybody? Isn't that great? I told you guys, you gotta chill. You gotta hang. You gotta hang, bro. We can even add more white at the bottom. Don't like the tree now? That's okay. Appreciate you anyway. Appreciate you anyway, man. Yes, the sun is coming from this side. Bink, bink, bink. Just perfectly. Gorgeous. We don't need to get all the way on the edge. Remember, you want to leave a little space, a little bit of darkness in there. Oh, he's fabulous. Okay, if you wanted brighter highlights down in the bottom, we're going to go back to that titanium white, which now is basically pure titanium white. We're going to come up in here, there. We're going to cut into it, let it drag off like a mountainside. The more that you mess with it, right, the more it's going to all look the same, like we talk about all the time. So try not to mess with it too much. That's the whole goal. And so basically we're dragging, and now I know I don't want to go over that same spot too many more times because it's going to ruin all the little bits, the little breaky parts, and the little doers and the things. And you can see how it's not just a straight line. We're cutting back up into these little guys. Pull one off that side, or down this side, or whatever. Just love those little bits out there. Yeah! Okay, start coming up with a title for this one. Let me know what you think. Write it out in the comments below. Yeah, guys, you asked me for a winter scene, and I delivered a winter scene. At least that's what the census was we were going to paint a winter scene. Now, with your maul stick, even over this textured stuff, right? We're not putting it flat against the canvas. There is space in between, right? No matter how close you get can get real close, you can back real far away. And all this does is give you a hard surface to put your hand on, so now you can draw out little things, add branches or whatever. Take it off, and there's nothing that's been disturbed, right? Because we're not smushing it flat against the canvas. So if you don't have a little yardstick out there, make sure you get yourself one and go, just fly through the night. All the birds coming in. Yes! I love that. That came out fantastic. So let me know what you think the title should be for this little guy down here, right? Number 2092. We've done 2,092 paintings in my career. It was so funny too. I can't remember what day. Cosmic, do you remember what day? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday no, it was Tuesday that guy was just going ham on me on Facebook, just talking crap, like crazy crap. I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, perfect. Thank you for reminding me. Man, look at that river, you guys. Look at that thing. Check. Let's throw in just a couple more little bits. Trying to miss my signature down there. There we go. Little things just rolling past. Very cool. I can't wait to see your guys' versions of this painting. It's going to be amazing. You guys always have the bestest versions. And honestly, I love seeing them. Don't ever think like, oh man, like this one's not very good. Josh isn't going to want to see this one. Bull. I want to see it. Let me see what you did. You know what I mean? And I always encourage you guys to send them in to me. There's multiple places where you can send them. Right? And we talk about them all the time. Over on FB, it's at official Paint with Josh. On the YT, it's at Paint with Josh. On TikTok, it's at Paint with Josh K. Right? That's all you gotta do. I would love to see them, you guys. So send them in. That's really cool. Lots of distance in this painting, just from this how tall this massive guy is right here. Woo! Okay. Let's finish washing these guys off. You guys keep hitting me with your titles. And remember, if you grab the painting during the live show, you get to choose the title forever. It becomes your painting, and you get to pick what to call it. So think about that. If not, let me know what you would suggest we call this guy, because I really rely on you guys to help me out naming these paintings. I can't name them anymore. I've done too many. Too many. They all end up being the same thing. You know what I mean? Like our winter landscape, snowy river. Like, how many of those have I done? Lots. So, hit me with your titles. What do you think you're going to call this guy? Let's say you were me, right? You just finished painting this one. You're like, now I've got to name it. What are you going to name it? Let me know. Just cleaning off the last of the brushes. Yeah! Okay. Very, very cool. This. Man, whenever we do big old bushes and big old trees like this, it always loads up the brush with all that darkness. So, what do we got for titles, guys? Hit me with your suggestions. And then check it out. Literally right in almost now. Okay. Come look at your suggestions. What do we got? Let's see, you guys. Deep breath. I like that. I like it. Grab a sweater. That's a good one, too. Winter watch. Call it Windy Walk to Nowhere. I like that. Wilder Bliss. That's cool, too. Instead of wilderness. bird stream. I dig it. Dude, this one is like, I like it. Those trees. I like deep breath. That's so cool. Do your paintings come with tutorials? Puzzle crazy. We actually, every first show of my week gets simulcasted to YouTube. So yes, everyone, most everyone has a tutorial, and they're all found in the live section, right? Like we do everything live right here on TikTok and on the tubes. So all you have to do is go to my tube, find it in the live section. You'll find this one along with every other first show. Now, if we come back for a second show, then we are only on TikTok, because otherwise my YouTube would just get so loaded up full of videos for how often that we paint. You know what I mean? So, man, that's cool. I like it. I like it. We do like 500. Hello, did someone get another? Did what? No, that must have just come in on the phone. No, right. Hello, shit. What's that one? Oh, okay. That might be from. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I've been holding on to this canvas for a guy. Finally painted on the canvas today because I haven't heard from him, and I think he just got the painting, so that's cool. Boom, ba boom, ba boom. We got a naysayer over there on the tubes. That's fine. The bleak midwinter. I like that. This one's a 16 by 20 inch, so 16 inches tall by 20 inches wide. Let's sort of see. There we go. 20 inches by 16 inches. It's just your standard regular old canvas that I love painting on, that you guys can grab from the store in a 5-pack, so you have 4 other chances to do the same thing and try to recreate and make it look a little cool. I love it. It's gorgeous. Okay. Yeah. Okay, what do we decide on for a painting? I'm gonna come up with a title right now. We're gonna pick. Let's see. Did you just get this one? 18 wheeling? It wasn't this one. It was the Flagscape, right? The TBD one that you grabbed, or were you meaning to get this one? Right, because we're gonna have to do some stuff right here. Right? Is this the one that you were trying to get? No. Okay, so you just got the flag one. Okay, are you the person that emailed me about the flag painting from before, or are you a brand new person? Because that's a question. It's so funny. I was waiting to get your reply via the. Yes. Okay, so that's you. Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, I was waiting to get your reply about the Flagscape. And I was like, well, I've got this black canvas, and that's the one that I painted on earlier today, which David bought, and I'm going to show you guys. It looks gorgeous. Hang on. I'll have to go this way. I got to get in front of the camera and go this way. But this other painting, woo, it's fabulous. Okay, so that one, then, the one that's on the easel, still there and available. This is the one that David got, that I was just painting in my studio earlier. I wanted to try something and do a little crashing wave and work on this perspective of the coast. And this one came out absolutely stellarly fantastic, if you ask me. So thank you, David, for your purchase of that one. That one, like one of my faves. And I wasn't even like pushing it anywhere. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be quiet about this one because I really like it and I want to look at it for a little bit. And then those are the ones that always go the fastest, right? The ones that we want to keep for ourselves. So what do we got on a title? What is your opinion of flat canvases? You mean canvas boards? Like the real hard, thin, with the canvas cover around the board. They're called canvas boards. I think that's what you're talking about. So neither is better or worse because you can adjust to how it feels, right? The canvas has some give to it, so it pushes in. And you can feel that when the canvas board is nothing, it's like pushing against a wall and it doesn't move, right? And so I prefer the canvas because I like the feel of the bend and the bristles and stuff, but I've done these same type of paintings on a big wall, like my drywall murals that are back here. And it's, you just adjust. You just adjust what it is, right? So you kind of test it. With the canvas, you get that bend and then it pops back. And then with the wall, it's very much just a solid thing. Or with those canvas boards, they're very solid. So it's all depends. Like I would use canvas boards to practice on because they're a little bit more economical. You can stack 100 of them like this. You know what I mean? When the canvas is, you would just be taking up a lot of space. So they're good for practice, but I have painted on them before, but at this level of my career, I wouldn't paint on them anymore. That's just me. But for practicing and starting out, perfect. They're awesome. I would use them for that, absolutely. Okay, let's choose a title, guys. An old Chital Pants over here. Because this one still remains ungrabbed. Frozen Thoughts. Fresh Air I like. I did see that one. That one was really cool. Cast of Shadows. Let's see. Oh, Deep Breath, too. God, that was neat. There was one more that I really liked also. Oh, man. Golly. So pretty. Winter's Edge. I did like Deep Breath. I did. All right, let's pin J for Deep Breath. I don't know, for whatever reason. Like, just get out there and you want to just take a deep breath in. I totally feel it. I feel you. I feels it. There we go. Finish the edges over here just a touch. Just to have a bit of color on it so it's not blank and bare and empty. Perfect. I'm going to have to go wash that brush again. What are we calling this one? Deep Breath. I love it. Fabulous. Excellent. Take and blend my canvas across the top. Perfection. Always going to do it by hand, dude. I don't trust myself with the brush to do it. It just makes it more difficult. There we go. You have that stray brush bristle that tries to sneak around the front of the canvas and ruin your sky. That's happened to me one too many times. So now we just do it by hand. Seems to be easier that way. Over here, over there. This one's number 2092. That is crazy. Calling it what? Deep Breath? Was that it? Deep Breath. I appreciate that. Deep Breath. Perfect. Perfect. This one painted on 10/9/2029. We're all going to go to paint. Well, just look what I write. Just watch. I don't even have to say it. We just watch what I put down right there. Because that's where everyone else that grabbed one today went. It was right there. So you can go to the same spot. Man, what a day. What a painting this one came out to be. I love painting winter scenes. Literally 4 colors. Didn't use anything else but 4 colors across the whole theme. And we're able to create all this depth and distance with those 4 colors, you guys. It's just amazing. You do not need every color in the book. That is for sure. Nice choice. Thank you. I appreciate that. What do you put for the base layer? You always forget. How can you forget? It's got our hero's face on it, man. Right? It's called Bob Ross Liquid White, or there's a company that makes a very similar product called Grumbacher's. This is the clear version, right? You can't see it, but it does say clear under there. So this is the clear version of that. They also make a white version, which is exactly like Bob Ross White. So whichever one you have or can find, both of them work equally well. I use them all the time. All the time. Actually, get this awesome painting out of the way. You guys want to see this one more time? Look at that. Look at that. That's just me playing around in the studio in like 45 minutes. Just knocked that one out. Who was having a good time? Having a good old time that time. All right. That one down over here. So I want to thank everybody for watching, for hanging out, for being with us, for spending your Thursday evening with Paint with Josh. I very much appreciate you guys. And it's almost 6 o'clock. And yeah, this one came out amazing. Literally 4 colors. Can't wait to see your versions. Everybody that's watching over on the tube, you guys send them in to @official Paint with Josh over on Facebook. Or Instagram @PaintWithJoshK. TikTok, same thing, @Paint with Josh K. And until I see you guys again next time, take care. Have the rest of a good day. Bye. Man, what a show. That one came out awesomely, you guys.